Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Eka Adila and my partner Eti Anjar sari. We are from Group 10. We want to explain about the material of the testing language skills based on the writing. And for the first material will be explained by Eti.
Table of contents and 1. Introduction. 2. Component of writing. 3. Types of writing text. 4. Marking text of writing. Introduction. Testing writing. Testing each skill is uniquely difficult, but testing writing presents two particular problems. Testing writing presents two major problems. The first is making decisions about the matter of control, objectivity of the evaluation, and naturalness in the writing test. If you decide to test writing in a control way and in a way that can be graded objectively, you must do so in a way that does not necessarily reflect how the writing is used by the students in the real world. If, on the other hand, you test writing in a way that will reflect how the student is writing in the real world, it is difficult to have control over the writing and to evaluate the student's work objectively. The second major problem with testing writing is if the test is done in a way that it cannot be graded objectively. It is necessary to develop a skill that allows it to be graded as objectively as possible. How this is done is one of the great difficulties of testing writing. Component of writing. The ability to write involves at least six component skills. They are grammatical ability, mechanical ability, stylistic skill, lexical ability, judgments of appearances, organizational skills. Definition of concepts. Grammatical ability. This is the ability to write English in grammatically correct tense. Lexical ability. The ability to choose words that are correct and use it appropriately. Mechanical ability. The ability to carefully use pronunciation, spelling, capitalization. Stylistic skill. The ability to use sentences and paragraphs appropriately. Organizational skills. The ability to organize written work according to the conventions of English, including the order and selection of material. Judgments of appreciation. The ability to make judgments about what appeared depending on the text, the purpose of the writing, and the audience.
Okay, here I will explain about types of writing tasks. There are five types of writing tasks, and the first is gap filling. One of the most controlled way of testing writing is gap filling. Tests are present with a passage with blanks, and they fill in the blanks. This is a mixture of both reading and writing skills, which is sometimes a problem because it makes it difficult to decide what the scores really mean. However, with lower level students, it might be the only reasonable test of productive ability. And the second is from completion. Another control way of testing writing is to uh, have the testers fill out a form, for example, an application. The advantage of such a task is that it is at least somewhat communicative, but the disadvantage is that it does not require any connect discourse or any use of language greater than lexical knowledge and a small amount of grammar. And the third is making correction. In someone situation, tests are present with a short piece of writing which has a deliberate grammar, punctuation, and spelling errors, and they are asked to correct the errors. While this task does relate to one thing that people do when they write editing, and it is objectively correct, but it does not represent the writing task whole. For letter writing. Letter writing is a common task for writing tests. The stimulus for the letter may be a situation that is explained in the instruction, a letter to which the testes are instructed to respond. Information given a chart or graph from that is to be summarized in the testes letter. Picture or drawing that give information about a situation. The testes are expected to write a letter about etc. In all of these possibilities, the tester must keep in mind that the situation must be as clear as possible for the testes, unless there is an intention to test reading and writing together. If the testee does not understand, for example, a letter that he see is expect to respond to, it will be impossible to get a sample of writing to evaluate. And the last is essay writing. Essay writing is probably one of the more common writing tasks, but it should be used carefully if the future situation of the student will not include writing essays. The tester should carefully consider whether it is the best test of the student's writing ability. Okay, the next is marking test of writing. The marking of writing test will always be at least somewhat subjective, but the use of descriptors for each level of the marking scheme can at least help make the marking consistent. One possibility is to make a marking scheme for the overall quality of the writing, but the problem is that, for example, the grammar can be good but the organization poor. It is pre- perhaps more useful to have different sets of descriptors for each aspect of writing that you want to consider. You might want to have descriptors for grammatical correctness, use of vocabulary, content, organization, and mechanism. These categories might be weighted differently depending on what you want to emphasize. The next is example writing assessment.
Cause and effect writing essay. This cause and effect model essay is about obesity in children. You especially have to talk about the causes reasons of the increase in overweight children and explain the effect result of this. This particular essay is organized as a flow: 41 causes, 42 effects. Of course, it is also possible to have a three-body paragraph essay. For example, 41 causes, 42 causes, and 42 effects.
Okay, I think that's all the presentation from group 10. Thank you. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.